Hello, and welcome to another in-depth edition of Daily Dose of EOS. Today we'll be covering the referendum system in more detail. But before we get to that, I'll be tipping EOS tokens to viewers who help spread the word on the referendum system on social media. So watch until the end of the video to find out how you could qualify. So if you watched my video yesterday, you know that the referendum system is now live and already token holders are submitting referendums. The referendum topics range from big ones like whether or not we should get rid of ECAF to sillier ones like whether Mr. Dan Lermer should stop talking about showercoin. Today we'll be accessing the referendum system through eos.discussions.app. There are other interfaces you could use, but eos.discussions.app has a few nice features that makes it a league above others. But I'll get into that in just a minute. So here we are at eos.discussions.app, and for today we're gonna skip the coffee puns over at EOS Cafe and head straight to the referendums. So here you can see there are already quite a few proposed referendums, and if you look at them individually, each car here on the UI has how many accounts have voted for this referendum, as well as the title, of course, and the deadline for the referendum to reach the passing threshold. So what exactly is the passing threshold? At which point does the referendum becomes binding and the block producers must implement it? Well, at least 15% of the existing tokens must have voted for on the referendum for it to be considered valid, and the margin of the yes to no votes must be greater than 10. So just to keep things simple, let's say there are 1 billion tokens in total. 50% of 1 billion is 150 million, which means at least 150 million staked tokens must have voted for the proposal. Not only that, the yes vote must be at least 10% greater than the no vote. So if you take a look at this referendum here, the no's at 14.6% and the yes is at 85.4%. And if you subtract the yes from the no, you get around 70%. Let's just assume this already has 150 million token votes for the purposes of this video, since none of these referendums are even close to that number. If the yes vote could sustain the 70% advantage for 30 consecutive days, then this referendum will become binding and it would be passed. So it's not easy to pass a referendum, and it shouldn't be, because the referendum are meant for making big changes to the network. Though that is not stopping some people from having a bit of fun with the referendum system. This person, for example, under the account name Mr. Dan Lermer, submitted a proposal titled, "I will stop talking about showercoin." Now, showercoin, if you don't know, was this kind of half-baked idea Dan Lermer had, and kind of announced it to the community on Telegram and threw everyone into a bit of chaos. Fortunately, he stopped talking about that already, so I think this referendum won't be needed. However, if he does decide to continue to explore the topic, he could state his thoughts on why showercoin is worth pursuing through an on-chain comment. What do I mean by that? So on eos.discussions.app, you could log into your EOS account, which I already did, and you could comment on these referendums. So let's say you're Dan Lermer and you want people to know that you're still thinking about showercoin and you're still working on it. You could authenticate yourself through the official block.one account and submit a comment on that topic. I'm not Dan, but I'm someone with a presence in the community, so I can make my thoughts known through my official EOS account, Big Blue Whale. So in the reply section here, I'm gonna write, shower coin is a distraction for block.one and should be left up to other community members to develop. So that's my opinion on this topic, and is also tied to my EOS account. Once I hit post, that will generate a scatter transaction, which you cannot see on the screen right now, but I'm just going to click confirm, and here you can see authenticated on my official EOS account my thoughts on the issue. However, I think for Dan, he probably recognizes this isn't the best move after the fiasco that happened the last time, especially using the official company account to make a comment like that, which would likely cause more than just a little bit of community backlash. What he could do though, if he still wanted to express why he thinks showercoin is a good idea, but does not want to tie his identity or the block.one company to this opinion, and just let the idea of showercoin be judged on its own merits, is to post his thoughts through an anonymous comment. And this is another one of those beautiful things you could do on eos.discussions.app. So here I'm gonna hit reply. I'm gonna write shower coin is what Bitcoin could have been, and only block .1 with its resources can make it happen. So here I am, and I'm gonna hit post anonymously, and that's gonna generate a warning. You sure you want to post this anonymously? I'm gonna hit OK. So this doesn't require you to have scatter. You can just post this, and here you see this is not anonymous comment. Showercoin is what Bitcoin could have been, and only block that one could do it with his resource and make it happen. And there you go, it's done. Now let's say you want to continue on the discussion and not just post one-off anonymous comments. You could actually go to here, the setting here, and create what's called a anonymous ID. So I'm just gonna click on this Anon ID tab right here, which you could put in your name, and then you could generate a new key. So I'm gonna put in a new name. So for my name, I'm gonna be I am not Dan. And then I'm gonna generate a new private and public key pair that will identify who you are. I'm gonna hit save. So once that's done, I'm gonna come back to this referendum right here, and I'm gonna comment under the positive showercoin perspective, and I'm gonna write exactly. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna hit post anon again. I'm gonna hit OK. This time I have a ID. I am not Dan, and I could continue the discussion under that anonymous ID. Very useful feature to have if you are in a position where you might not be able to speak as freely as you wish. For example, if you're a member of a BP and you would like to express your opinions without having that opinion be associated with the block producer team, you could do that with the anonymous ID. Also, these accounts are disposable. That means you could generate new ones. If you want to assume a new identity, you could just go to the setting anon ID tab right here and just put a new name. Let's go with Dan's cat, and you just hit a new, and you get a new public private key pair, and there you go. Now you have a new anonymous ID. Now that you know how everything works and how to comment, it's time for you to help spread the word among the EOS community and raise awareness about these referendums. And in return for that, we'll reward you with a bit of EOS and Atmos for your efforts. So what we would like for you to do is share any of these referendums you see here on eos.discussions.app to your social media account, and then post a link to that social media post as a comment to that referendum. So here you can see an example of how this would work. This person shared this particular referendum on whether or not block.1 should vote with their 100 million tokens. He then shared this referendum on his Twitter. Here you can see the referendum on eos.discussion.app is the link that he shared. And then he backlinked the Twitter post as a comment on this referendum discussion. And here you can see I have given him a nice tip of 0.5 EOS along with 500 Atmos for his effort to raise awareness to the referendum and to our platform. And just to clarify, you do not have to share this specific referendum, nor do you have to convince people to vote one way or the other. Just make sure when you post the backlink to your social media post, you have logged into your EOS account with Scatter. If you don't, we can't tip you. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please leave a like, share it with your friends, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it already. I'll also be tipping people who share my videos on social media. It's the same deal. You just gotta post a link to your social media post on eos.discussions.app, and I'll leave you a tip over there. Okay, anyway, stay cool, and I'll catch you next time.